Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our Sip and Study series. My name is Anna. You've seen me in the previous one as well as Londa. We are both doing this series because we thought it would be super helpful just for you to learn more information about essential oils and just get some support in the summer. So today I'm going to be talking about emotional support for kids and adults. Okay, so first we like to start out with a summer sip recipe that we like to sip on. So I have a recipe for a Shirley Temple mojito. So you can kind of make this kind of how you like it. I will just kind of explain how I make it, and then you can always tweak it to however you want to do it. So basically what I do is I get a lime and I cut that into wedges. You need sparkling water. I like to use like the plain LaCroix sparkling water, but you can use whatever kind that you like. 3 drops of lime essential oil, crushed ice. And if you don't have crushed ice, you can just use regular ice. You can also kind of crush ice by just putting it in like a Ziploc bag and then kind of smashing it on the counter. That usually works. And then fresh mint leaves. So what you're going to do is get a cup and then squeeze in the juice from 1 or 2 of the lime wedges in the bottom of the glass, kind of just depending on how much of like the lime that you want to taste and how big the cup is too. And then add in the fresh mint leaves. Again, this is kind of however many you want to add. I kind of like adding 5 or 6 because I really like strong flavors. Then what you're going to do is muddle them, which just means getting something to kind of crush the leaves a little bit. You don't want to do it too much where they're like crushed into a pulp, but you want to do it enough to release like the juices of the mint leaves. So you're going to do that with the lime juice for 4 or 5 times. Add in 3 drops of lime essential oil, and then you can add in the sparkling water and then put the crushed ice on top. You can, mix it around if you want a little bit. You can add a few more leaves if you want. Put a lime wedge on the side just to make it look cute, and then you enjoy immediately. So if you try this, definitely let me know if you like it, or if like what else you add to yours as well. You can add other fruit or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the 3 brains at first and kind of how that relates to emotions and just like overall body health and wellness. So science reveals that there are complex neural processing functions in the mind, the heart, and the gut. So the mind is also known as your logic and intellect. So the subconscious mind directs over 90% of behavior. Then the heart is known as intuition. More neural pathways run from the heart to the brain than from the brain to the heart. So the heart's really important as well for feeling. And then gut, and we've all heard of this, like, listen to your gut feeling. 90% of the body's serotonin and other feel-good chemicals are produced in the gut. So it's super important and essential to have a healthy gut. That's where if you missed Londa's detox class, definitely go back and watch that again because she talks about a lot of good supplements and a lot of good things to do for your gut. So connecting all 3 of these equals wellness. So when you connect the 3, you connect the 3 brains to feel good. So it's very important that you take care of your mind, your heart, and your gut, and that'll lead to better emotions. So feelings are really chemicals that can help or hurt. Okay, so why would you use essential oils or scent to affect our emotions? So there's several different parts of the brain that are involved in with the sense of smell, to include centers that pertain to emotions, memory, and learning. Smell is a chemical reaction. Receptors in the brain respond to the chemicals or odor molecules within the essential oil, and this creates a chain reaction that sends responses to the brain. So scent can attract and repel us. So if you kind of think of like different scents, or like, have you ever had that experience where you smell a certain scent and it takes you right back to like a childhood memory or a memory of you on like vacation or something? Scent is very, very powerful and can bring us back to a lot of different just memories, and even flood us with different emotions when we smell different things. So it can also stimulate or sedate us. Molecules of scent attach to receptor sites in our brain that release transmitters like dopamine, GABA, serotonin, and endorphin, all which regulate our body chemistry, as well as tens of thousands of physical functions. So all of those things are extremely important for our well-being. Every thought and feeling has its own chemical signature, which affects one or more of our organs for better or for worse. So if you are always thinking negatively and stressed out, complaining, all of those kinds of things, that really actually does take a toll on our body. And we're learning more and more how that then can produce different health issues in your body. Your thoughts and feelings are extremely powerful to your well-being. So using essential oils to support healthy emotions. Aromatherapy is holistic, meaning the entire body is impacted by anything we smell, not just the nose, not just the brain, but the whole body. So it's very, very important to choose carefully because the grade of oil you use will determine its chemistry, potency, and efficacy. So I only use doTERRA because I know that they do a ton of third-party testing, as it's listed here. They have stringent in-house and third-party testing. So I visited doTERRA's headquarters before in the past, and I went through actually all of their in-house testing and talked to a lot of their scientists that do all of that. And they have a very, very strict process of testing their essential oils, and a very, very high bar that they set where if the oil does not pass it, even just by the tiniest bit, they don't use it, they don't sell it. They extract their plants that are harvested in their natural habitat, which really does make a difference to the potency of the oil versus like growing it in farms in the USA. That is not going to it's not going to produce as good and as pure of an oil if the plant isn't grown in its natural habitat. And then they're verified pure and filler free. A lot of the oils that you find in stores and online are full of fillers. And this is a lot of times why they're way cheaper than like doTERRA's aren't even that much, but like you could buy like dollar frankincense at the dollar store. And that is not frankincense. There is no way that is frankincense. And doTERRA has tested like other essential oil brands and have found that there have been a lot of fillers added into them. So just be very careful with what you choose, because if you do decide to use like Dollar Tree oils or, Target oils, those aren't really going to have an impact on your mood in any way. And it might even add more toxic load into your body, which is also something that you don't want, because that also affects then the mind, the heart, the gut, and your body's not going to be connected. So did you know 1 single drop of oil equals 40 million trillion molecules? These chemical compounds service every cell of the body in a matter of minutes. So it's really cool how essential oils work and how much they can help your body heal. So you can use them in 3 different ways. Aromatically, so smell is the fastest way to affect your mood. So if you need something really fast, smelling the oil will be the fastest. So there's different ways that you can do this. You can just diffuse it in an essential oil diffuser. You can apply a drop to your hands and inhale it. You can wear it as, a perfume if you want. You can just smell it right straight from the bottle. Several different ways to use it aromatically. Topically, you can use it, like incorporate it into massage, apply to targeted areas. So for example, sometimes my neck is really stiff, so I will apply then like deep blue oil to my neck. So that would be an example of a targeted area. You can add it to lotions, moisturizers, different ways like that. If you are more sensitive to essential oils and to like different products, you want to dilute that then. So make sure that you're diluting it with fractionated coconut oil or another carrier oil, especially for kids. You want to for sure dilute every essential oil for kids. And you can just literally put some fractionated coconut oil into your hands and then put like a drop or 2 of oil, and then that's diluted. If you don't know, fractionated coconut oil just has some of it was just made to stay in its liquid form, because you know how coconut oil will harden when it gets cooler. So fractionated coconut oil will just always stay liquid. And then internally, you can take essential oils internally. Again, back to the grade of the oil you use will determine its chemistry, potency, and efficacy, and also its safety. So I do not at all recommend taking any essential oil internally that's not doTERRA. doTERRA is the only brand that I trust just because of all of their testing. But with that said too, not all doTERRA oils you can take internally. So make sure that when you are going to take an essential oil, it has the supplemental facts label on the back of the bottle. And then and you can also look it up online too, like on doTERRA's site, it'll tell you how you can use it, like aromatically, topically, internally. But for taking it internally, you can add it to a glass of water, juice, tea, smoothie, included in recipes, kind of like I had done a whole cooking with essential oils class 2 weeks ago. So you can go back and refer to that if you want some creative ways to use essential oils. You can also take them in a veggie capsule, which is just an empty capsule that you can open up, put drops of the oil in it, close the capsule, and then take it that way. That one I definitely recommend if you're going to take oils like oregano or other strong or bad tasting oils that you don't really like internally. You can also just put a drop under your tongue. So like, for example, I will take a drop or two or more of copaiba every day just to support healthy body, healthy blood flow and everything. Okay, so how to select an essential oil for your emotions. So essential oils can enhance our emotional state regardless of what is going on in our headspace. So they're super powerful. And I recommend this for kids and adults alike. I use essential oils for my kids for mood all of the time. My 6-year-old is extremely active, extremely, she loves moving and she has big feelings. So I have some essential oil bottles for her already, like the roller bottles that she's learned to use herself. So when she's having a big feeling, she will go to her room and then roll that oil over her heart and kind of on her wrist, and then she'll smell that, and that usually calms her down, or at least makes it easier to like talk to her to see like what happened, what's going on. So emotions are energy in motion. We are mostly healthy when we acknowledge them and allow them to flow through us instead of repressing them. So what we don't want to do is repress our emotions and just like shove them away for later. We do want to deal with them. We do want to feel them. Essential oils can help you kind of sort that out in a healthy way. Negative emotional states such as apathy, anger, guilt, fear, sadness, irritation, and worry are very stressful. It adds a lot of stress to the body. And I've already talked about how having a lot of stress on the body kind of manifests itself into a lot of different health issues. Conversely, positive emotional states like calmness, contentment, trust, joy, excitement, and passion reduce stress. So we want to feel those feelings. We want more of that into our life, more positivity. So positive emotional states are healthier than negative states, obviously. Emotions are a natural aspect of life. So everyone's going to have up and downs. Even if you're using essential oils, every single day you're still going to have up and downs. It just is another tool that promotes positive feelings and just helps your body be able to heal more. Essential oils aid our natural cycling of the emotional process when used to enhance and or shift how we feel at any given moment. Everyone's reactions to oils are different. It is important to be aware of this and realize that they are not a one-size-fits-all solution. So this is super important because if let's say you hear that, let's just say lavender works for someone else so well, and then you try it and it doesn't work for you, that doesn't mean that essential oils don't work. It just means that that one's not your oil. You just need to keep going, looking for a different oil. Like this is kind of similar to medications. We're all programmed to know that not every single medication works for everyone in the exact same way. So let's just say your doctor prescribes you something, you take it, it doesn't work. You don't just say then, oh, medication doesn't work at all, I'm not going to take it anymore. You go back to your doctor and then you figure out with your doctor what else you can take, right? So this is kind of the same thing with essential oils, that everyone's reactions to oils are different. So if an oil, a particular oil or blend isn't working for you, there's so many more options that you can find. So Londa and I can help you with that. There are so many amazing resources that you can look at as well. If you're on our team already, you're part of the LDC, so the Living Drop Collective VIP Facebook group. That's super helpful again to go into, type, you can ask a question, you can use the search feature. There are ebooks on there that are so helpful. There's so many helpful resources for you to help kind of with your emotions or your emotions or your kids' emotions or both. Okay, so body, mind, and emotions are linked. When you heal a negative state of mind or mood, your body gets healthier. Which organs and physical systems correspond to which emotions? So I found this, and I've been doing a little bit of research on how different parts of our body kind of correspond to different emotions. And this is what I learned. I'm still learning more about it, but I thought that this was really interesting, and I wanted to include it. So happy, sad feelings kind of correspond to the lungs and respiratory system. Calm and fearful feelings, colon, kidneys, bladder, adrenal glands. Supported / burdened, that would be like your shoulders, skeletal system. If you're like important or prideful, that's a brain, nervous system. Strong, angry, liver, gallbladder, circulatory system. Self-worthy, guilty, stomach, gut, digestive system. So you can kind of select an oil that will promote positive shifts and improve your health overall with these different things. And what you would do is, again, we can help you with this, or there are so many other helpful resources as well that kind of show you which oils help with which body system. And then you can use that to kind of help support these different emotions then that you're feeling. Okay, so this is doTERRA's emotional wheel. It kind of gives you a starting point to go off of, and I find this really helpful. And then once you kind of learn this, then you can kind of dive into more things. So for example, if you look at the top blue area that says mints, that is if you need to feel, if you want more like positive emotions, courageous emotions, confident emotions, use an oil, use a mint oil. So peppermint, spearmint, oils like that, or like over one citrus. If you need something that's energizing, optimistic, creative, if you're kind of like feeling sluggish or slow, especially in the morning or when you need to be working and you can't think straight, pick a citrus oil. So like wild orange, grapefruit, one of those oils. So then you can see spices, herbs and grasses, trees, florals. So I would screenshot this so that you have this to look back to. These different oils are doTERRA's emotional oils. So they made oils with like mints and citrus in them, spices, herbs, grass, trees, florals. So passion, console, peace, motivate, cheer, forgive, those will help with those different emotions. So they're already blends of different essential oils in that bottle. You can get the roller blend, which is called the touch blend. And that just means that it's already pre-diluted. So it has fractionated coconut oil in it already. It's safe for kids and adults. So those ones I love for my kids. If you want to diffuse instead, then you can get the bottle form. They come in 5 milliliters each. And I'll show you the bundles in a little bit, but they come, you can get them separately, of course, or you can get them together and save a little bit of money. But those would be that. You can also make your own roller bottles with getting the 5 milliliter blends. But if you don't want to do that, you can just buy the 10 milliliters that are already diluted. Okay, so this doTERRA Adaptive line is my absolute favorite go-to line for my moods, for when I am stressful, because I get stressed, for when I'm stressed, because I get stressed a lot with different situations. I use this all the time. So Adaptive is specifically formulated to help soothe, uplift, calm, relax, and boost mood during stressful environments. So the essential oils in the 10 milliliter roller and the 15 milliliter bottle. So again, the roller is already pre-diluted with fractionated coconut oil. The bottle is not, that's just the pure blend with no fractionated coconut oil in it. So you can make your own rollers if you would like. You can also use that in your diffuser. The oil and the oil you cannot take internally, but the capsules you can. So I'll talk about that. So the oil, yes, the oils in the blend are for stress relief, lavender, magnolia, neroli, and sweet gum. And then for the uplifting part, wild orange and spearmint. And then for the soothing part, copaiba and rosemary. So that's what's in the oil blend. And then the essential oils and ingredients in the adaptive calming blend capsules are lavender, coriander, wild orange, and fennel for stress relief. And then silicium, which is also known as Zembrin for calming, and GABA. And then the omega or ahi flower for omegas. So I take the calming capsules every night before bed. And if I am feeling extra stressed during the day, like if I have a lot going on or I'm just not feeling well, I will take another one during the day. So I think you can take up to 2 a day. I know some people do like 3 or 4, so that's fine too, but start out slower. So quick thing about silicium, clinical research has shown that silicium extract, also known as Zembrin, may support healthy emotional responses during events that cause anxious feelings. And then GABA, of course, is a neurotransmitter that promotes relaxation and decreases excessive neural activity in the brain and like your central nervous system. Without GABA, our moods can become severe, irritable, anxious, jittery, panicked. Worst case scenarios experience seizures. So GABA is super important. Interesting fact, caffeine actually inhibits the release of GABA. So the less caffeine intake that you have, the better. So I have linked a study on Zembrin or silicium right there. I apologize, I can't make it clickable for you, but it's super easy to kind of type in. So you can just screenshot this and type it in later. And it was a really interesting study just about how they added, like how and why they added Zembrin into the adaptive calming blend capsules. So be empowered with a natural solution that helps you feel in control of your environment. So that's why I really like adaptive. I will also, the adaptive system is kind of designed to be used together. So I like buying it in the bundle. So I'll use, again, the adaptive calming blend capsules in the evening, sometimes during the day if I need it. Otherwise, I will also use the adaptive. I usually use the adaptive roller more than the oil. I do diffuse the oil a lot, but the adaptive roller is so helpful. I use that to fall asleep. So what I'll do is I'll kind of roll some on my hand. You can also, if you get the 15 milliliter some drops on your hand, rub it together. I'll breathe that in, and then I'll actually rub that on my pillow before I go to bed. I do that for my daughters as well. So the adaptive line is actually safe for kids as well. I believe they say 6 and up can start taking oils internally. So I have given my daughters adaptive as needed, the adaptive capsules. They're not on it nightly like I am, but then I will use the oils nightly for them. And that really helps them fall asleep and stay asleep, especially my 6-year-old. We kind of call it her don't be scared oil. So I'll kind of actually roll that on her chest before she goes to sleep. And then she's less, scared of the dark, and because she goes to sleep before anyone else in the house. So that is my favorite line. Okay, so essential oil options to add to your next LRP order. Remember that if you are ordering a 100-point value loyalty order, then you get free shipping back. And then depending on where you are in your points, you get 10 to 30% points back of each order. So some recommendations are the emotional aromatherapy system, of course. So you can get either the 5 milliliter bottles or the rollers. I recommend getting the rollers if you have kids that you also want to get involved in kind of supporting their emotions and kind of teaching them to use essential oils and take control of their own emotions. Or if you would rather diffuse them, or you can even make your own like mini rollers. You can get the 5 milliliter oils instead. Or the adaptive system bundle. If you buy it bundled, you save more money than buying each individually. Same with the emotional aromatherapy oils as well. If you are a new customer and you have not purchased anything yet, let Londa or I know, and we'll help you create your own custom cart. So reminder, submit the form of completion for week 4 of the series, located just below the video in YouTube. And then once you have all 8 complete, reach out to whoever shared doTERRA with you, and we will help you get your free diffuser. So I hope this was super helpful. I know it was a lot of information to take in, but you can go back to this. That's the great thing about a recording. You can screenshot different things. You can reach out to us if you have any questions. But yeah, so definitely let us know, fill out that form, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Londa is going to be doing the next week. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.